All right. Today's a Monday. My voice is gone. If you watched yesterday's video, you know why my voice is gone. But today was a long day, man. I write down what I do every day, and all that is just today. And what I did today was a little bit different. I actually recorded what I did by time. So I see exactly from which time to which time I spend doing what. And I could see exactly where I could have refined my time and kind of utilized it in a better way. I have a halls in my mouth right now because my voice is gone. But I woke up today at 6 a.m. It was more like 6:30ish. And I actually forgot to put my alarm on yesterday, but I still woke up on time somehow. So yeah. I woke up, made my bed, did my affirmations, and then after that, I woke up around 6:30. After affirmations, made my bed, brushed my teeth. It was about 6:49 a.m. And then from there, I worked out, I showered, I ate, and I dressed up. And from 6:49 to 9:13, that's what I did. So about 2 hours in the morning. And then from 9:13 a.m. to 10:14 a.m., I drove to the members club that I'm part of. Bro, my voice sounds so bad right now. When I was doing my cold calls, my voice was really bad, but as I started talking more and more, my voice got looser. And I kind of have to speak loud so it shows less, because if I talk in my normal voice, it barely comes out. But yeah, you're following, right? So 9:13 a.m. to 10:14 a.m., I drove to the members club. So that's after I worked out. Why did it take me an hour? So the members club is about 30 minutes away from my house, and I had a hard time finding a good parking today. And I only found 2-hour parking spots, and then all the longer parking spots were $20, and I didn't want to pay that. So I ended up settling for the 2-hour parking. And as I was paying it, there was a tree on top of me, and some bird shat on me, man. A bird took a shit, and it hit the leaves, and a little bit of it came on my head. Disgusting. I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but thank God it didn't come on my suit. But I went back to my car, and my car was I need a car wash. It was ridiculous, man. But going to the city is you deal with the birds bother you, and then you can't find any parking. There's no space. Nothing's free. You have to pay for everything. See, the city's just expensive, man, for no reason. Anyways, 10:14 a.m. to 10:38 a.m. So about 30 minutes. I was responding to emails. But yeah, so from 10:38 a.m. to about 3:33 p.m., I did a bunch of stuff during that time. So when I was responding to the emails, I set 4 meetings. So I had a meeting with my one of the lawyers on my board, and the reason why is because we're gonna have a meeting with a law firm tomorrow to talk about an engagement on a deferred fee basis. So we're both going to be on that call, and we just wanted to discuss our strategy and our approach. My voice is embarrassing right now. But yeah, so 10:38 to around 3, I think it was about almost 50 cold calls. And cold calls are so much faster when you don't do voicemails. I don't know why I always do voicemails, but today I didn't do voicemails on all of them, so it was a lot quicker. And you know, I got another accounting firm on a deferred fee basis today with my voice like this. They're like, yeah, we could do it. We'd love to be considered. I was like, what the fuck? This is crazy. I was having such a hard time like getting the accounting firm on deferred fee. And you guys are probably so bored of me talking about this shit, man. Like, you want me to move on to like the banks and shit. Once I have the banks on board, I'm gonna be so excited, man. I know the next part is gonna be pretty hard, like finding a deal that actually goes through. But man, like I'd be like one step away from completing the mission. The banks and then finding a deal. Finding a deal, I don't think is gonna be as hard because it's just straight calls. Like I don't have to do like a bunch of emails and LinkedIn, none of that. But I did about 50 cold calls. I did 25 LinkedIn connections and 25 emails. No, it was more than 25 emails. It was more like around 50 emails. And since it was only 2-hour parking, I had to drive to one of the universities that's in downtown. And I used the library to get some of my work done. It has like free Wi-Fi. So yeah, could I have made that any more refined? I think that was time well spent. So from 3:30ish to about like, I wrote down 4:57 p.m. So like about an hour and a half. I spent that basically working on my website, and I'm having a hard time finding a domain. So I was using like ChatGPT to come up with like names. And then I took the names and put it into like GoDaddy or whatever website for domains just to see if the domain's available. And I wrote down like a couple ideas and I really don't like them, to be honest. Oh my God, bro, I sound like an old lady. I sound like an old lady. But yeah, I was working on the domain. And then from around like 5 p.m. until about right now, which is, oh shit, there's daylight savings right now. So it's 12:38 a.m. I just got home from defense. And yeah, I was doing defense, so. How could I improve my day? I think today was a good day, man. Very productive. But as you can see, not all of that was work. Like I took an hour to drive from my house to the members club, like an hour. If I stayed home, that was an extra hour I could have kept. But I do like going there because I like dressing up and kind of feeling like I'm exiting my house into like more of like a work state. And also, I do like the fact that it's like high up, high building, nice view. There's food if I need food, but I didn't buy anything today. Yeah, super interesting day. Something I was thinking about today was like different business ideas. And I always think about that like shiny object syndrome kind of stuff. But a great business to start, and it's definitely not easy, but it's a great business, is the insurance world. Insurance. There's insurance on everything, man. Anything you could think of has insurance. I was talking to a logistics business owner. Like he owns like a trucking company, basically. And he was telling me that he spends $1,000 a week for insurance. And I know someone else that owns a jewelry store. They spend over $20,000 a month on insurance. I remember when I used to work at AT&T, the thing that gave me the most commission was insurance. And they have insurance on phones. They have insurance on couches. They have insurance on everything, man. House insurance, car insurance, life insurance, everything's insurance, man. You got insurance for every single type of company too. Rental car insurance, when I used to do two-row. Everything has insurance, man. There's so much money in that game. There's so much money that there's like brokerage. It's like people they sign a contract for someone like at this price, and they like let's say I'll cover your phone on insurance for like $10, and I sign with you, and then I go to like a firm that like takes care of the insurance, and I'll like arbitrate between the $10 and like $5 with the insurance company. So I'm making like $5 a month, that kind of thing. So like there's like arbitration on top of the arbitration. It's crazy. Huge business. I'm sure it's super competitive. And I was thinking about that, man. I really think like insurance companies, they like run the world. Biggest companies, man. They run everything because they have a piece of everything in the market. Anything you could think of, man. It's crazy. Another thing I was thinking about was like, I'm really into like philosophy. I love philosophy. I absolutely love philosophy. I wrote down this one thing that I heard today. Let me pull it up real quick. I wrote down a bunch of stuff, but one of the things I wrote down was I really struggle with the question of what do you do for fun? Guys, I really don't do much for fun. I write down what I do every single day, and I haven't done this, but I'm like tempted to go back and see what I do for fun. It's like a weird question. Like I was at an accounting meeting and someone asked me that and I didn't know how to answer it. It's like something that I don't even like think about really. I've been writing down what I do every single day ever since like July. Crazy, man. Huge Google Doc. But I guess that makes me boring. But the truth is I'm not boring. Like, I could be fun. I'm very spontaneous. And if you watch my old videos, you'd see like, you know, like I have fun. Like I'm like excited. I know how to be exciting. Like I'm very passionate about a lot of things. But honestly, the most fun you can have is when you have money. I saw this guy who was talking about like balance in life. I have a video titled Balance in Life, but my type of balance, the way I was explaining it, was way different than the way he did. Like he was talking about, guys, you need to have like hobbies, and like girls don't want to talk to you because you're boring and there's nothing fun about you, which is true. But he's saying like those guys that when you ask them what do you do for fun, they just say, oh, I like to get money. Like those guys are like lame because they don't do anything for fun. They don't have balance. Like, they're lame. They just try to get money. There's nothing like interesting about them. He's saying like you need to be like interesting. You need to do things for fun, which is true. But the truth is you need to have real balance in your life. The way I see it is when you're so broke, that causes a large imbalance in your life. That's also an imbalance. So you need to like fully like pull the pendulum like to the other side. So you have to like be so, it's like when something's so heavy this way, you have to like, or it's kind of like when the car's like leaning that way, like in movies, and it's like on the wheel, you have to like push yourself all the way this way so you can like lean the car back into balance. It's kind of like that. So I have to like swing it back, which I have to like work really hard to like get real balance in my life. Because balance is key. It's just, you can't have balance unless you have money. Because everything else becomes imbalanced in your life. It all stems from there. But what do I do for fun? I didn't know how to answer that, man. I didn't think about that, to be honest. Another thing I think about is like voices in your head. And I feel like a lot of people have never thought, like they never had their own voice in their head. They're always thinking about like other people's voice. And like I was talking about yesterday's video, you have to master your own mind. Because I was talking about affirmations. And there's a lot of different parts of your mind that you must master. There's like the subconscious, like I was talking about. Today, it's like other people's voice in your head. It's like when you have a thought, you like check in with like this person and like this person, and like mom and dad. What would they say? I know that he would say this, he would say that. And like you think about everyone else before you think about yourself. It's like their voice is so loud in your head that your voice is like barely whispering. You barely hear it. And another part of the philosophy I was reading was thoughts in your head, like I was talking about. You have to be very defensive over like thoughts in your brain. Kind of like how a king, when he has like a moat around his castle, he has like the water around it. He's very, very, very defensive and very cautious on who he lets in the castle. So you must treat your mind in the same way. Whatever thoughts that come in, you must critique it. You must defend against it. You must always be careful. Thoughts and ideas are like very powerful. I read Joseph Stalin, who used to be the president or like the king of the Soviet Union during World War II. He said ideas are more dangerous than weapons. So if I don't want them to have weapons, why would I give them ideas? So like they don't even want you to think. I read a stat, or I heard a stat saying that like 30% of people don't have any thoughts in their head. And I think that's impossible, man. There's no way. There's no way there's people out there that like don't have like a thought in their brain. Like they only think out loud. There's no way, man. No way. I'm gonna go eat. I'm signing off.